Standing in a little roundleaf teak thicket there now. It's one of the things I often want to stop and look at. We have a few times. I'll do it a little bit later this morning if we get some sunlight. But roundleaf teaks all starting to get this beautiful coloration as well. All the bush willows have started already. And in some places, these teaks are this amazing sort of maroon, rich, rusty color. Get some beautiful patches. This guy's standing. We've got this warm light now starting to bathe everything around us. So I think we'll take a few more minutes here. We might as well. Nice relaxed herd of buffalo. No, not going anywhere. There's no rush for us to leave. Just looking at this buffalo earlier actually. It's the same one. And to an extent it's got the eyes closed, but it also seems to actually have some kind of injury on them. Looks like they're a bit swollen. Maybe he got into a fight. There's another little one just, yeah, it's just poking its head out. All the way at the back side, or the other side, shall I say, of the herd here. Very, very young one this, and also very light. Unfortunately now Mum is blocking our view a little bit, you can't really see it now. Let's just see if it comes out again. But quite often you find this with young buffalo. Again, you can get a bit of variation between individuals, some of them a bit darker, some lighter. But typically speaking, the young calves are a bit lighter than the adults. They're not that sort of black color yet, more like a beige brown. Look at this one, it's very light. Looks almost exactly like a bison calf. Just the reason why they're so light, you also find it with a lot of other antelope. You find it with blue wildebeest, for instance, red hartebeest as well. It's just that these youngsters have got a better color for camouflage. First couple of weeks, quite often they'll still be hidden in the grass, and it just makes them that little bit more difficult to see. Delicate scratching there. Yeah, we'll have a look at her, and then sun has disappeared again. Morning, Aubrey, going for? Yeah, I'm for still all Lalapanzi, same place. Cheetah Cut line between Central and Goripan Junction. Very wizened face. I think she might be one of my favorites in this group. As always with buffalo, you tend to see little insects and things buzzing around them. It's again also one of the sort of ways it's explained why they mud wallow. Lots of research and various theories suggesting that it's partly to help with insects, which of course there's a lot of sense in. But also you find that mostly your cows don't really mud wallow. It's very seldom you'll actually see a buffalo cow that's been wallowing. Typically they're quite clean otherwise, so they obviously still rub up against branches and trees and so on, but they don't really go into the mud. So there's also good strong suggestion that a lot of the wallowing is behavior related or dominance related. Same thing again, you don't see young buffalo males often wallowing. It's typically the big mature males only that you see in the water. So cooling and cleaning and all that certainly is a part of it, but there's definitely some kind of social relevance or behavioral relevance to wallowing as well. Loud and clear, Jan.
Yes, Valerie just wants to know what those white, interesting markings on their faces, especially the older buffaloes' faces, are. Is it because they have kind of runny eyes, or what do you think those white faces, those white marks on their faces is?
Thanks, Jan. Let's try and find an example quickly. Valerie asking a very interesting question to which I don't really have a clear-cut answer. Let's just see, there is one a little bit, Alex, a little to the left there. Yeah, a little bit more. That one there. It's not a very good example, Valerie, but it'll explain it. I can't see a better one at the moment. See a bit of like a grey-white patch below the eye. Now, with a lot of these buffalo, earlier we looked at one of those really big bulls. Unfortunately, he's walked away now, but he had perfect streaks, almost reminds you a bit of a cheetah's face. Got these tear marks running down the sides. Now, Valerie, to be honest with you, I've never read anything specific. I've never seen something that suggested to me clearly why that is. The only theory I can throw out there is the same as what you suggested. That it's got to do with almost like maybe if they have a lot of tears, maybe irritation in the eyes or something, or watery eyes, consistently putting moisture on the skin there, eventually the skin will dry out because of the moisture. I know that sounds funny, but you'll find if you wash your hands all the time, they'll get very dry eventually. And maybe the same with that. The skin just gets dry enough that the hair doesn't grow there. And again, it's something you typically see more with your older bulls, sometimes with females, but typically more with old bulls. So it's only really the real explanation I can think of it. There's no other relevance or specific behavior to it that I've noticed before. But it certainly is interesting. You get some males, I don't know, there's one bull that we see every year. He's got these beautiful marks, almost makes him look like he's wearing makeup. I've taken some photos of him before. There you can see it as well. So yeah, it's probably I'm going to look into it a bit. There might also be some kind of gland structure there. Typically you don't have glands that part of the face, but might be another possibility, but to my knowledge I don't know. Right, well I think we're going to move on. It's been awesome. We're going to drive around. I don't want to disturb this herd by driving through them. It's been a good start. Stations, pulling out of the Nyari lock, still Alapanzi, same place. Aubrey will be